Now, I'll start by saying welcome. And our first talk today is about utilising technology to help streamline your business and accounting processes, which is really key to a small business owner, right? So cash flow and is imperative to building a successful business. You know, without these dips in recession, in higher interest rates, knowing your numbers really does help. So hopefully today there's some benefit that comes out of this from filming. We're going to push it out there, and hopefully some people can have some real benefit to what we're talking about. So why? Now, I just touched on it there, cash flow, but time is money. Do you want to be paying admin staff unnecessarily? Do you want to be going through the motions of being bogged down in paperwork? Especially, you know, David over here from Delicious Chocolate, you had a coffee shop, and being bogged down in all of that admin daily is tough, you know? So how do we streamline that now with the rise of technology? So, biggest one, let's reduce stress. You know, stress is the biggest killer, and it's probably what every small business owner feels like they're under stress every day. So, here we go. So how do we do this? Well, you come and speak to people like me. You come to speak to people that have knowledge in the industry. How have people done it before, or how are we moving forwards? Now, we do this by building an ecosystem around your accounting package. That accounting package, whether it's, you know, I prefer Xero, but whether it's QuickBooks, whether it's Sage, how do we build these technology, these softwares that help your daily business run? Now, we do that by a multitude of avenues, but we see what your pinch points are. We see what we can utilise, what we can implement, and then we work backwards. Yeah, so we work backwards from your software, what links in, and what you need to see at the front end of your service. So, here's some examples. Now, hospitality. This is a huge sector, huge industry, especially in small towns. Now, if we look at this as our accounting package, Xero, we look at your different point of sale systems. So whether it's for a much larger organisation, so you know, you're talking a restaurant with 200, 100 covers, we'd look at something like Lightspeed Restaurant. Now, this isn't for everyone to say these are the only ones, but these are some examples that I've seen that work the best. Okay. So Lightspeed Restaurant, we put that in all the hotels that we look after. So you can imagine you've got 3 different restaurants in a hotel. You've then got all your room charges. You've got all of those additional needs that need to be met. But how do you account for it? So there's lots of different integrations with Lightspeed. So whether you're running a hotel, you can use Muse, you can push on, and having that foundation to build upon and knowing your numbers every day really does help. So what happens? Your numbers of today will hit your accounting system at 2 a.m. So you already know all your VAT, all your what you've sold, how many drinks you sold, how much food you sold, and you know where you are. Now Blink, this is a much smaller package, but more manageable, more cost effective for your small hospitality business. And then we can move on to how we do rotas, running payroll. You know, all these bits that you get bogged down in as a business owner, we can hopefully streamline. And then we look at our purchase ledger. Now, so we've dealt with sales, we've dealt with your rota, but how do we deal with your purchases? Now, when you get that piece of paper that's saying you've spent £20 on bread rolls, you've got your different purchases from HT Whites, your suppliers, your drinks, your alcohol, how do you bring this together? Now, we do that by using 2 systems, and you'll see this is a common theme throughout all of these examples, is we either use auto entry or HubDoc. Now, HubDoc for your smaller business is brilliant, it's free with Xero. But If you've got different purchase invoices with many different VAT rates and you want to capture that line by line, we use something called auto entry. It's more technical and it reads the invoices perfectly, okay? So this is your example of your hospitality ecosystem. Now, we'll go through a few more examples for all different industries whilst we're here, but ultimately, this means that we can streamline your accounting processes. It also leads into your daily processes. And with those daily processes means efficiencies, and efficiencies mean time saving, and that time saving means more money. So we can spend it in different areas of the business. So if we move on, I don't know if there's any beauty or aesthetic industries here, I don't think there is, but similar principle, you'll see that these two stay the same, and now we just look at your different point of sale systems, your different EPOS systems, your different customer relationship management systems. So Forest, brilliant for your beauty industry. Pabao, great for clinics, great for your private dentistry, great for your small sort of private medical hospital, really. There's one in Lewis that I won't mention, but that they use Pabao. Moving forward, MSPs. Now, managed service providers are huge in this country. Yeah, there's multiple of them. We all use them. We have them. Every business owner will use an MSP because they all provide our tech. They all provide our emails. They provide our Office 365. They provide our servers. But how do they work? Well, they work in multitude of different ways. They work with needing contracts. So we're all tied into contracts with MSPs. So cloud contracts are brilliant because they run real-time contracts where you can run it through, they can run your pinch points, they can see what reoccurring revenue, etc. for MSPs. Kaseya, now these are huge. They deal with Datto and Autotask. So that is the customer relationship management. So Kaseya own Datto, and they also give you an online quoting platform. So those platforms that we can quote from will stream, cloud contracts will go into your quote system, and then your quote system will go out to customer, and then it will feed into your Autotask, which is your CRM. So by streamlining that process, you're going from quote to sale to delivery. Now, delivery for an MSP is huge. And then the bit that you haven't seen before is go cardless. Now, there's multiple different direct debit avenues for these types of businesses, but you'll notice that it's all about reoccurring monthly revenue. So how do you do that? Well, direct debits is key. So what happens is your contract goes out to client, gets quoted in here and accepted, comes through to your CRM. This is where you raise your invoices. This is where you collect your money. And guess where that all feeds into? Xero. So once it's fed into Xero, we've got all of your invoices owed, your debtors, they're all dealt with. So your sales ledger is fully accurate, and it's all linking to your CRM. And then once again, our purchase ledger is fully accurate, and they can provide us payroll, accurate HR information, so we can provide them the best payroll reports on a monthly basis without the aggro. So there's a couple more examples now. Tony here from Robert's Home Solutions is in construction, so this might be helpful for Tony. Now, how many tradesmen are there out there that work off a fag packet, right? Yeah. No, they go round to a customer, write their notes. Oh yeah, it's going to be X amount. I'll send you it later by text. Right? Is that legally binding? Who knows? However, using some software where they can quote, they can have quotes accepted. Now, whether that's using Xero or these softwares, but what I'd say is when you use these type of softwares, it can take you to the next level. So Xero, you can quote, accept, send invoice. But what about your job management? Job management's key for your tradesmen. So how about we can quote? We can go and visit client, we can take before photos, we can take after photos, we can have the job signed off by client, we can know where our staff, where our workers are each day, we can track where they are, because it's all on the iOS app, it's all on an app. We have live tracking of if people are at the job, if people are slacking off, if people left at 3 o'clock, you know, so it's all about customer service. So when you build your customer service as a tradesman, you grow your business. You get more referrals. You increase your productivity. You increase your output. And therefore, you grow your business and you become more successful. So, implementing these types of softwares don't take you from being a small one-man band. They can take you to being to 5 or 6 staff, more jobs, multiple job management. And you can grow. With that growth, you become more successful. And that's what we'll do. People do it for their families. People do it to provide a better life. What's the point in carrying on without that success? And these will help that. And then once again, how many receipts that we receive from a builder's van, greyed out, sunlight's hit them, water's damaged, coffee stained, you name it. We can't read those receipts, you know. So as accountants, we say, please, 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 all you have to do, take a photo of that receipt before you throw it in your van, you know, through the app. Use this tech that makes it simple, makes it easy. All your suppliers, you can have it on auto forward to these inboxes where we can either pick it up to deal with your purchase ledger, or you can. So if you've got an accurate purchase ledger, accurate sales ledger, you know your numbers. Dental, now we don't have any dentists here, let's hope not anyway, because no one likes going to a dentist. However, one market that we do have is medical, and this is from my experience in the medical industry, so I won't particularly harp on about it. However, SOE is a Henry Schein company, it's huge, and if you nail SOE, it's brilliant for all your dentistry functions. However, there is a bit of a game changer in the market that's pushing SOE quite hard, which is cloud-based, called Dentally. So Dentally does link directly with Xero, and you know, as we know, all people in medicine hate numbers. They're no good at numbers. Any IFA will tell you that you deal with anyone in the medical industry, they're just earning too much money and don't care. So, and then they get a big tax bill, or they want some financial planning, and they go, oh, I haven't done my numbers. So what does this do? No. If you're on top of these, well, you can do your financial planning with your customers because you know their numbers. Always comes back down to knowing what you've done and not 9 months after. So that is your real time. Obviously they have staff, so a HR product will always help out with rotas and stuff. And then again, we come back down to our purchase ledger. How do we know they've bought a new machine because they've bought a new autoclave machine, or et cetera, et cetera? You don't, unless they give us the purchase invoice, unless we see the money go out the bank. Now, what I will say with all these examples is a big part of this is Xero, okay? Xero bank feeds. So we have got live bank feeds. That means that we know what's happened yesterday in your bank. We don't need to wait until you get your bank statement. And that's one of the biggest key elements of this working, because it closes the circle. You have your POS, sales are in, your purchases are in, and then how do you make that all come together? You reconcile the bank. So having the bank feed is key. Now, you've got your bank feeds. Now you might have Stripe, you might have PayPal, you might have different forms of collecting money. That they can all link to Xero too. So a big part of having Xero on board is having all of this data coming in daily, because one of my favorite sayings is better data, better decisions. Better decisions we make, we have better outcomes. So improved reporting, the ability to forecast. So if we want to go for a bank loan, if we want to invest, if we want to improve our facilities, once again, we can forecast our cash. We can know what our cash flow is. We can push on. We can do all the reports for the bank that they ask for. Whether it's getting an investor, a funding round, however that would make sense, even if it's managing VAT, managing your tax, we can forecast it. So, what does that lead to? Well, that leads to us building pretty presentations of profit and loss and balance sheet and all those things no one understands or takes any notice of. All they take notice of is what their corporation tax bill or personal tax bill is going to be. But one thing I will say is if we have this data, if you go to your IFA before the end of the year, or you come and talk to us before the end of the year, you can see what surplus cash flow you've got. So you can see what pension contributions you want to make, completely tax deductible. If you need to buy any new equipment, well, this is the time to buy it. If Tony wants to go and buy some new tools, new van, this is the time to do it. Capital allowances. Any which way, what's the point in giving it to the tax man if you need to use it to benefit your business? If we can benefit your business, we can benefit your life. So the small investment in software and ecosystem will benefit the outcome to you and your family. So that's a snapshot of what we do and how we utilise tech. So if there are any questions, please feel free. Go, Gary.
Do you recommend additional software based on industry?
Yes. So it's industry specific, hence why the different examples, that it's not just one size fits all, because there's different point of sale systems, different EPOS systems, different CRM systems, and sometimes you have to bring a multitude of them together. So, any other questions? So ultimately, hopefully, the outcome of today is that you guys can see the importance of utilising software, the importance of encouraging small business owners to invest in that first, rather than trying to do it all secondary as a second thought, because that's much harder to implement. And it builds a much closer relationship with your advisor. Having close relationships with your advisors, your trusted advisors, will always help you grow your business and benefit your home and personal life. Because finance is most people's stress, you know? It's how you pay your bills. It's how you pay for your kids. It's how you keep a roof over your head, how you pay your mortgage. And with those interest rates rising and some uncertainty in this economic climate, you know, if we can help improve that small business owner's life by utilising what's out there, that's not a great cost, then let's encourage all of these small business owners to use it and come and talk to us so we can help benefit them on an ongoing basis, because it will increase conversations throughout the year, and we all know out of conversations, normally we can help advise them. So whether you're an IFA, accountant, payroll advisor, or small business, the take home really is speak to your advisors and let us help you. So feel free to get in touch with me at any point if this has been beneficial to you and your clients. And I suppose a big thank you to everyone that's helped put this on today. And here's a snapshot of some of our sponsors. So all the proceeds today will go to the Children's Respite Trust, and these are our different sponsors. So we've had Tom and Friends and Sora Media for helping us put this together. We've had myself from JTP Accountancy, AFH Payroll, and obviously we're in the Foundry. So thank you very much, and thank you all for coming and listening to me talk, yeah, thanks.
Well done.